So welcome to part 2. In part 2, we will pick up where we left off in part 1. So in part 2, we go towards conversations. What are conversations? Why are conversations important for you to understand? So the first step in conversations is about inbox. What is an inbox? Now, if your company has a shared inbox, then this is where all the emails are going to come in. So if you have an email ID where the clients email for all the queries, this is where you will start receiving them. So all your info addresses, sales, hello, holiday at your domain name.com, these would all be the common inbox. By default, when an email comes in, it will land up in the filtered tab because there is no record for this contact as yet. So it will record in the filtered tag. I just signed in and it wanted to send an email. It came here. There is another email which has come in, which is from the HubSpot team. But even an email from HubSpot team, because they are not a part of my contacts, is going to end up in the spam folder. Now I have two choices. If it is genuinely a spam email, I can just go here and move to trash, and that's it. It'll be deleted. If I unmark it as a spam, which I've just done, this conversation will disappear from here. This conversation is now moved to all conversations. So by default, any email from an unknown sender is treated by HubSpot as spam till you move it here. Now, once I move it here, once I've unmarked it as spam, I can actually start creating the contact info right here. If this was a client who had a query for a destination, and in this case, I'll stick with Maldives. If this was a query for Maldives, I would have all the information or as much information as available here. I would be able to fill it in and create a contact from this very field itself. The only thing that I'll not be able to do from here is I would not be able to create a note from here. I can reply back to them. If it's just an acknowledgement that I want to send, I can do it from here. I could raise a ticket. So if this was an email from somebody who is waiting to hear from us and we have not replied back, yes, we have the opportunity to create a ticket and escalate it, which is discussed later in the series, but that option exists. This is the shared inbox. Now, once you've filled in the details, let's say this is being managed by a manager. Once he's filled in the details, he wants to assign it to one of the team members. So in this case, it only shows me as available, but if I had created multiple users, this would have gone straight to the other user and this would appear in their inbox or in their tasks. And I'll show you how that happens. So I've assigned it to myself and now it says assignee Vishal Mehra, and it's no longer showing as unassigned. I can still move it to trash, block the sender and mark it as spam. I'm not going to do any of it. It is also reflecting now in the email section. So it's assigned to me. So every time a person logs in, a team member logs in with his credentials and they come to the inbox, they would see this has been assigned to them. Now from here, they have multiple choices. They can mark it as closed. They can leave it here. Now, when do you mark it as closed? Let's say you've already reverted back and the quote has been sent. In that case, you can create a deal and you can acknowledge that yes, this has entered the pipeline, and you can press mark as closed. Once you do that, this will no longer be in the conversations or in assigned to me. It is gone now. Gone because we've already created a record for it and it's been answered back. The other thing we have in the conversations is what is called the chat flows. So chat flows is a unique thing that HubSpot free CRM has. It lets you build your own bot. So if you got a lot of traffic where people communicated with you from the website, rather than installing a third-party bot, use a HubSpot bot. Better still, if you are active on social media, they give you the option to set up a Facebook Messenger. So all you have to do is link your Facebook and start creating a bot. So this is where it'll ask us how we want to do it. We want to use it as a Facebook Messenger or as a website bot. I want to use it as a Facebook Messenger, which means I'll have to go and connect my Facebook account now. Once you've signed in, it'll ask you, would you like to continue and give it permissions? Yes, I've already linked it in the past. I'm going to just link it again with this account. So now it asks us, what page do we want to connect? I'm going to use this page here and go next. So now we need to define a flow. How do you want to communicate with the people? Once you've created your first message, you will see that it shows a lock here. That means you cannot automatically assign these conversations to your team members. It's a feature only available in the paid plan. We'll go next, and this is how it would then look. So preview and publish your Facebook Messenger experience. You're all set, click done, and that's the message that people will get. Now I'm not going to go ahead and press it because I don't want to activate it. I'm just going to cancel it. But this is what you could do if you really wanted to. You could set up your chat flow. If you don't want to use Facebook Messenger but want to use a bot, then you can come here and start setting up a live chat to your website. Now it gives you the option to customize your colors. So if you wanted to use your brand colors, you could do so here. All you have to do is you just have to know the hexa code. And once you define the hexa code, this is what it would say on the top here. You move on next, you have your message, then you can define what name is going to come up here. You want to have a team of people who want to answer it. You can, so in our case, there is nobody else, but you could have a team of people. You can write your message. You can write a message that you want people to see when they come here. You can click next here, and you want it to be available during business hours. You want it to be available based on your team member status. So let's say you've assigned a team of 4 people and you want it to be available to those people, or you want it to be active only when those people are available, or you can have it as always active, in which case it will always pop up and show the message. This is what is the availability behavior. So in my case, it's picking up Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. because that's what I've customized in the meetings part. And I'll show you how to do it. If not, then it'll ask you to add the hours. Then it'll ask you for the availability behavior. So when you say available, you can tell them typically replies in a few minutes. When you're away, then it'll say show an away message, and we can type that here. If it's outside business hours, we can show an away message, and we can say, hey, we are not available right now, but if they leave a message, we'll get back to them. So whatever we want to add, we can do it here. I would say show return. Got to set it to always. Typically replies in a few minutes. Next. And now it is showing me how it would look like on the website. Simply because my website is connected to it, so it'll automatically start showing it. Now once again, I'm not going to activate it because I don't have a bot on my website. I prefer to get emails because mine is a little bit more detailed process. It needs my clients booking in a time with me. And yes, I use HubSpot, so anytime they want to book a time with me, I get an automated meeting set up here. So moving on, that's how you can create a chatbot. Good thing about creating a chatbot here is that all the conversation of the clients is right in your CRM, and you have one single place where all the data is being stored. And the problem we get today is that the data is stored in multiple places. But if we were able to store all our data in one simple place, then we have a better overview of what our data can do for us. So moving on, we have snippets. So snippets are short replies that we send. So let's say you receive an email and your standard reply is, thank you for your query. You'll hear from us shortly. Whatever is the standard reply, you can create a snippet for that. And why is snippet important? You see, snippet is important to maintain uniformity in terms of your answer backs. Unfortunately, the free plan limits us and lets us create only 5 snippets, so we have to use it very judicially. If you look at the replies your team sends on regular basis as an acknowledgement, you will get an idea what your snippet could be. How do you create one? We come here, we create a snippet, and this is an internal name, it has got no value. Let's say we call it thank you. Now this can be customized to your client's details. So we'll use the first name here as a merge tag. So dear first name, and then our message. So I would like to use another merge tag here, and I would like to tell them that thank you for their interest in the destination. Now this also makes sure that my team members are forced to fill up the CRM fields. I have them ready. So thank you for your interest in the destination. So let's say this was your standard reply. Now we need to give it a shortcut name that we are going to remember. In this case, let's just call it thank and save it. So this is thank you is a snippet that we have created. Now how does it work? Assuming I had received an email from James and that was a fresh email. So I want to acknowledge this email. What am I going to do? Either I'm going to type the whole thing again, or I'm going to just come here, go to the email part, say create an email, give it the legal basis. I know this can be painful at times, and you should, if you think it's painful, you should disable it. If your team is not going to use it, disable it. But this also ensures that you're not sending an unsolicited email. You have a genuine reason for sending an email. So we'll come here. The subject in this case will already be written, because they've replied to us, and all we have to do is come here, enter the hash, and start typing, and it will automatically show us here. Now it is automatically picked up the first name, dear James, thank you for your interest in Maldives, because that's the destination he had. We are working on it and will revert shortly, and best regards. So it has not given you any signature, because the signature can be built in your profile settings itself. And if you would have built your signature, that would have shown up just below best regards. We haven't done that in this case, so I'll show you how to do it a little bit later. So that's how you use the snippets. Now the last thing on the conversations part is what is called the templates. Same as the snippets, we get 5 templates, and these could be, again, anything that you share on regular basis. So if I was genuinely selling Maldives, I would have actually made templates for all my latest 5-star packages. I would have had templates of all my 4-star packages. I would have templates of whatever packages are regularly being asked for, so that I could cut down on the time that it took to revert back. So every time there was a change in the pricing, I would just need to change the templates here, and the whole team would have access to it all the times. That is how I would have used the templates. But of course, if you have more than one destination, it could be a little difficult. So use it smartly, create templates. They have a very effective template library, but as you would look here, you would find that there is absolutely nothing for a travel company. My take, use this judicially for making your most commonly asked itineraries. You would know which these are. Make those itineraries as templates, and every time you have to then send something out, you will have the option in your email, and you can just send the template from right there. So these are the 4 things that we have in the conversations tab. Hope this gave you a good idea of how you can start using it in your business, in your travel company. Thank you once again for your time. This is Vishal Mehra signing off. I'll see you in the next video.